Variable and fixed costs. Let's take a look at a manufacturing facility. If we were to take a look inside, this facility makes wooden furniture. We'll take a look specifically at one of their products, a little rocking chair. Now, as we've discussed before, these things don't just happen. They need some direct material in order to be made. We could explore the relationship between the direct materials used to make the chair and the number of chairs that are made. Let's put them on a graph. Now, on the axis on the left, also known as the y-axis, we will plot the total cost of wood in dollars. This is going to assume that the cost per wood for every kilogram or pound or foot of wood is constant. So the unit cost of wood is constant, but on the graph, we are going to plot the total cost of the wood. On the horizontal axis, or the x-axis, we'll plot the number of chairs or the number of units made. And as you would expect to see, because of the variable relationship, the more chairs that are made, the higher the total cost of wood goes. That's because this is known as a variable cost. Variable costs are costs that change in direct proportion to changes in the level of activity or volume of production. As production increases, variable costs increase, and as production decreases, variable costs decrease. We've looked at some examples, and we can look at some now. Examples include direct materials, also known as raw materials, and direct labor, also known as direct manufacturing labor. Let's zoom back out and take a look at this manufacturing facility again. Let's say that this place has a capacity of making 1,000 chairs per the period, in this case, a month. And let's say the lease cost of this facility is $50,000 for the same period. Let's graph the total lease cost against the number of chairs made. On the axis on the left, also known as the y-axis, we will plot the total cost of the lease. And we'll just put a marker on here for $50,000. On the horizontal axis, at the bottom, we will plot the number of chairs made, or the number of units. And we'll make a little mark over here on the right just to indicate the number of chairs. 1,000 chairs is right there on the line. So as long as this company manufactures somewhere between 0 and 1,000 chairs, the total cost of the lease for that period is going to be $50,000. The line doesn't move, or in other words, it's fixed. And that's because this is a fixed cost. Fixed costs are costs that remain constant regardless of changes in the level of activity or production volume within a certain range. These costs do not fluctuate with production levels in the short term. Examples include things like rent and depreciation, and there are many others. Now, I'd like to focus on the original definition there and the word range. We have a more specific term for this range. We call it the relevant range. And the relevant range is the range of activity, such as production volume, where fixed costs remain constant. In this example, the relevant range for the lease costs is 0 to 1,000 chairs. If they were to make more than 1,000 chairs, they would have to lease additional space, and then the cost of leasing would change. Now, here in this graph on the left, we looked at the total fixed costs. it's worth taking some time to think about the fixed costs per unit. Here's what I mean. We'll draw a graph again. If this business was just to make 0 or 1 chair, well, their cost would still be $50,000 per either 0 chairs or $50,000 per the single chair that they make. But if they make 2 chairs, now their lease cost per chair is $25,000. And then if they make 3 chairs, their cost per chair comes down. And you end up getting a line fixed cost per unit like this, where effectively the fixed cost per unit goes down as the number of units made increases, because you are able to spread the fixed costs over more and more units within the relevant range. So to quickly summarize what we've looked at today, on the left, we've looked at total variable costs. These increase in direct proportion with the number of units made. In the middle of the screen, we have total fixed costs, which do not change depending on the number of units made, as long as we're within the relevant range. And then the fixed cost per unit will go down over time, as long as we are within the relevant range. The more units made, the lower the fixed cost per unit. I hope you found that helpful. Until next time, I'll say thank you for watching, and may your journey be joyful.
In the world of business, where the numbers play, there's a story about the costs we face every day. Variable costs, they dance with the beat. They rise and fall with every product we complete. When we make more, they climb so high. But if we slow down, they wave goodbye. From raw materials to the wages we pay, they change with each step, come what may. Oh, variable costs, you're the rhythm of the game. You move with production, never stay the same. When the sales are up, you're in full bloom. But in quieter times, you leave the room. You're the pulse of progress, the beat we follow. Yet we know, like the tide, you'll ebb and flow. Now let me tell you about the fixed cost tale. A steady beat, like a ship with full sail. No matter the storm, no matter the sun, fixed costs stay firm, whether we make none or a ton. Rent and salaries, they're the constant crew, always there, no matter what we do. In the highs of profit or the lows of loss, they're the pillars of our business, bearing the cost. Oh, fixed costs, you're the steady hand, guiding us through this economic land. You don't waver, you don't sway, in the busiest or the quietest day. You're the foundation, the ground beneath. In a world of change, you're the steady beat. When we mix these costs, it's a beautiful sound. The harmony of business, where balance is found. Cost behavior is the melody we sing. Understanding how they move is the key to everything. In every decision, in every plan, knowing your cost makes you the wisest. You know what I mean, fam? So dance with the variable, steady with In the song of success, they're perfectly mixed. Know when to sway and when to stand still. In the world of business, it's an art, not a drill. Let cost be your music, your guide, your friend. And in the dance of dollars, you'll win in the end. Oh, cost in harmony, you're the song we play, guiding us through every business day. With a